Welcome back to 10 Minutes USA. I'm Chuck. Let's get into this one. Swindles and scams. The United States, anyway, has been run on nothing but swindles and scams, as far as I can see, since I got out of high school, which was 1980. I remember when I graduated, graduation day, we had our graduation at the local college that wasn't too far from my high school, because they had a large auditorium. And I remember we had one guest speaker. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, he got up there. It might have been the governor. I can't remember who it was. But I'll never forget what he said. He says, like I said, this was 1980. This is basically when the United States was really starting to transform from manufacturing into consumerism. And that's what he brought up. He says, I feel bad kind of for your generation graduating here in a new decade, but he says you're probably going to have to keep learning new skills, because we're transitioning the United States more and more from a manufacturing base for the work environment to consumerism. And I wasn't the smartest guy in school, but I thought, and this was up in New England, up in Rhode Island, which was all manufacturing based. There's very little tourism like there is here, and there's also a lot of banking and insurance companies are up there. But anyway, mostly it was manufacturing, factories, and they had been closing, and now there's hardly any. I mean, there's some, but nothing like it used to be. And I thought to myself, I said, when he said this, I said, how the heck's this going to work? Because any country I had seen, I was 18 at the time, up to that point, that didn't make things and have manufacturing, was basically a third world shithole. It's fact. So I said, is that what we're going to transition into? Well, kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Especially today. So what happened over the next 4 decades plus is just one gigantic swindle and one gigantic scam after another. People swindling and scamming each other out of money. Whether it's insurance companies or your own government or whatever. People coming up with new scams to scam, especially the old people, especially down here. I hate seeing that. You see these old people and they get swindled. It's on the news every night. Some old bastard or couple, they get swindled out of $100,000 by some scammer, and supposed to be doing work on their house, whatever, and cleans out their bank account. I mean, it's sad. It's terrible. But the whole country's been running on that, when you really think about it. Nothing but swindles and scams. We're not a producing nation. I mean, we do produce one thing, and we're the best at it, and that's very good weapons, military-grade weapons. And, that's fine and dandy, but as long as we don't have to use them. But it looks like we're transitioning into a war. Like I said in the earlier video, it looks like World War III is very close. These nut jobs want to get a war going because their money system's failing. Because the swindles and scam system has come to an end. Everything's come to an end. And we're all going to pay the price. I hate to say it. It's sad. But we really need to get back to manufacturing. I don't mean like in the old days in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but we really need to start producing things again here. I worked when I was younger and still in high school. I'll tell you one story. I worked for one summer, I guess it was in 78 or 79. I was saving money to buy a motorcycle. And I seen in the paper, actually my grandfather seen, he said, hey, he says, Hasbro Toys is hiring for summer help, and you just work there during the summer. They would hire kids that were, 16, 17. You had to be at least 16. And then they would let you go before school, just before school started up. You could make some money. So I said, yeah, all right. So me and two other buddies that were in school, we went down there and applied, and they hired us. And this is back, Hasbro Toys, I don't know if you know, is based in Rhode Island, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I don't even think they make anything there anymore. They used to have two big factories. One was the assembly factory and packaging, and down the street from where I was at was where all the injection molding was done. Plastic parts were made and all that. And then where I was at was all assembly, packaging, and finished product. And it was a slave shop. It was a sweatshop. It was hot. It was summertime. No AC. Old factory, 100 years old. But I stuck it out. My one friend, he lasted one day, he quit. And the other guy, Gene, he lasted about a month before we were supposed to get laid off, and he quit. I stuck it out. A few days before I was supposed to be let go, I walked off the job because it was crazy. They put me on the end of this line that was making Snoopy dolls, plastic Snoopy dolls, and you had to put the cardboard around them, put them in the box, put them through this machine that would tape them, and then they'd come out the other end, and then put them in the cases and tape up the cases and put them on the pallet. All one guy's got to do this. Well, they started speeding the line up. They could adjust the speed of the line, and the people they started going fast because you got paid piecework after so many pieces per hour. Your pay would go up. I couldn't keep up, and I was 17-year-old kid. And the line lady, she's over there yelling, screaming at me, come on, come on, come on. The things are falling off the end of the assembly line. I just put a big box catching these Snoopy dolls. And I said, I need help. I said, they speeded it up so I can't keep up. Come on, give me a hand. She wouldn't help me. She just kept yelling at me. I said, that's it. I had it. Went over to the time clock, punched my card, and I left. But I had saved enough money to buy a motorcycle. That was my goal. But I learned right there that that type of work wasn't suited for me. Now, there was a lot of people there, mostly women. Mostly women. They don't mind doing that work. They don't mind at all. They get so good at it, they don't even have to look at what they're doing, and they just sit there and yak all day, back and forth, and they don't mind doing it. But me, as a guy, I liked working with my hands. That's why I became a mechanic. But anyway, but there are a lot of people that don't mind doing that type of work as long as the company's stable and takes care of them, and they have benefits and a pension or something. They'll work their whole life there. They enjoy it. It wasn't for me, but a lot of people do like it. And I think we need to bring it back. We need to start making more products here, good products that we can sell to the rest of the world, because the stuff coming out of China, let's face it, most of it's garbage. It's junk. It's terrible. I mean, they do make some good stuff. I mean, Apple has all their products made there, and they make pretty good products. But they probably have an army of Americans there watching everything they do to make sure they don't cut corners, because they will cut corners if they're not watched. But anyway, why not just make it here? Give the people work here that want it. Take care of them, give them a decent pay, benefits, a pension, bring back pensions. Because that's what kept people working at these places, was they knew if they stuck it out long enough, 20, 25 years, they were going to get a nice pension. Now, you don't even have that. Now, it looks like I said in an earlier video, all these people that have individual retirement accounts and 401ks, be careful, people. I think we're getting ready, they're going to wipe out all this stuff. When the market, because it's all invested in the markets, and if the markets go down, that's it, we're done. But anyway, we've seen about how far we can run this country on nothing but basically swindles and scams, and it's come to an end. And it looks like things are going to self-correct. Probably this year, going into the next year, next few years are going to be crazy times. And it really doesn't matter who the president or what administration's in. It's going to happen. That's the way it works. But that was my 2 cents on this swindles and scams. Let me know what you think. My time's up. See you in the next one. Bye.